I'm seeing iPhone. Whose name is iPhone? Whose name is iPhone? Who is using an iPhone without a name? All right. Okay, so last week we looked at the ISLM BP curves. We looked at the derivation of these curves. And if you recall, we found out that the IS curve is negatively sloped. The LM curve is positively sloped. And the BP curve is also positively sloped. But for the BP curve, we can have an exceptional case where um, the BP curve is horizontal. That is a situation where we have perfect capital mobility. But where we have imperfect capital mobility, that is where the BP curve will assume the positive slope. That's the normal slope. Okay, so I'm coming. Let me share what we have. Hold on, let me see whether my Microsoft whiteboard will work. The other time it was telling me to sign in when it was strange. Okay, I think it will work this time. Okay. Is my whiteboard sharing?
Yes, Prof.
Prof.
All right. Okay. So today we are going to look at monetary and fiscal policies. Monetary and fiscal policies and fixed and flexible exchange regimes. And it depends on how fast you can understand this thing. So we're looking at monetary and fiscal policies under fixed and flexible exchange rate regimes with perfect capital mobility. I've shared my slides. I hope you all have it. I gave to Evans to share with you. Please, you all have it.
Yes, Prof, we do.
All right. Um, okay. So let's start with the fiscal policy. So yeah, let me take that. I need to end this thing. Let's start with fiscal policy. under fixed exchange rate regime. With perfect capital mobility. Can you see my screen that I'm sharing?
Yes, sir. Yep. Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof.
Okay.
All right. So as I told you, with perfect capital mobility, the BP curve is horizontal. Now I want you to take note of this. I told you that we have two exchange rate regimes. Basically, we have two exchange rate regimes. The fixed exchange rate regime and the flexible exchange rate regime. And I told you that under fixed exchange rate regime, the exchange rate is determined by the government through the central bank. So under fixed exchange rate regime, exchange rate is determined by the central bank or the government through the central bank. So anytime there is imbalance on the foreign exchange market, the central bank will have to step in to ensure stability. So I told you that anytime there is shortage of foreign exchange, that is anytime we have balance of payment deficit, it means that there is shortage of foreign exchange. So the government or the central bank will step in by selling foreign exchange to the general public. As it sells foreign exchange to the general public, the general public will buy these foreign exchange with the local currency, the cedis. And in so doing, money supply in the system will reduce because the money has been used to purchase the foreign exchange. So as the general public buy the foreign exchange with the local currency, it reduces money supply in the system. And that will shift the LM curve. You know, money supply, LM is concerned with the supply of money. That's the monetary policy curve. That's the LM. LM is concerned with the supply of money. So when money supply in the system reduces, then the LM curve will shift to the left. So take note of that. So anytime I told you, anytime we are below the BP curve, anytime we are at a disequilibrium, and the disequilibrium is the disequilibrium point is below the BP curve, it means we have balance of payment deficit. And when we have balance of payment deficit, it means there is shortage of foreign exchange. So the government will step in to sell foreign exchange to the general public. The general public will buy the foreign exchange with the local currency. And it will lead to what? Reduction of money supply in the system. So take note of that. Conversely, anytime there is disequilibrium, and that disequilibrium occurs at the point where that point is above the BP curve, where the point is above or on top of the BP curve, it means that we have balance of payment surplus. Balance of payment surplus. So when there's balance of payment surplus, it means that there is excess foreign exchange in the general public, with the general public. There's excess foreign exchange with the general public or in the system. So to maintain stability, government will have to buy, or the central bank will have to buy off the excess foreign exchange. So as the central bank buys the foreign exchange from the general public, it will pay the general public with local currencies. Remember, it is buying foreign exchange, so it will pay with local currency. So as it pays the local currency with the local currency, it means that more cedis will be in the system, which will lead to the LM curve shifting to the right. So take note of these two. Take note of these two. So now let's begin. We are saying fiscal policy. We are looking at this fiscal policy. Let's say there is an imbalance in the system, or government intends increasing what? Output, or productivity or production. Government wants to increase production. So it uh, decides to embark on rigorous fiscal policy aimed at what? Boosting the economy. So what is its effects of fiscal policy under fixed exchange rate regime when we have perfect capital mobility? So let's look at it. So this is income, remember, and this is rate of interest rate axis. This is our initial IS curve, call it IS0. This is our LM curve, call it LM0. I told you perfect capital mobility, so the BP curve is what? Horizontal. Call it BP0. So there's general equilibrium at this point. Call it E0. General equilibrium. Let me draw it. Oh, so where's my eraser? This thing should be able to clean. I'm coming here. I'm trying to clean this thing. Oh, so then where's my eraser? You just the dot will not clean. All right. Okay, so this is E0, or you can see it's E0, huh? The general equilibrium, you see
Yes, we can, Prof.
where all the curves intersect. Yes, that's E0. At E0, we have Y0 here. Oh, I wish I could push this thing away. Can you see the Y0? Then have R0.
Yes, yes.
Because if you trace this, then R0 is here. So we are saying fiscal policy. So fiscal policy lies on the IS curve. You know that the IS is what? Y equals C plus I plus J plus X minus M. Fiscal policy is on the J, the government expenditure. That's where fiscal policy lies. So if IS equals Y, IS is what? Y equals C plus I plus J plus X minus M. Fiscal policy. So fiscal policy. So government decides to embark on rigorous fiscal policy. So it shifts the IS curve from IS0 to say IS1. So call this IS1. Hmm? Hmm?
Yes, Prof.
So we first look at the new IS curve where it meets the LM curve. Is that clear? So the new IS curve meets the LM curve at this point. Call this E1. At E1, that rigorous fiscal policy will what? Increase Y from Y0 to Y1. And then the fiscal policy also will increase interest rate from R0 to I1.
R1, please.
At E1, I told you whenever you are on the any of the curves, there's equilibrium on that curve. So E1 is on IS curve and it's on the LM curve. You see that? So there's equilibrium on the goods market, there's equilibrium on the money market, but there's disequilibrium on the foreign exchange market because E1 is not on the BP curve. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
Prof.
Prof. It's clear.
Okay.
Prof,
Now
Prof,
you see that,
Prof,
yes.
please take that one again.
Point E1. E1 is on the IS curve.
Okay.
E1 is again on the LM curve. Eh?
Yes, Prof.
Can you see? But the BP curve, E1 is not on the BP curve.
Okay.
So we will call it a partial equilibrium because for a general equilibrium like E0, it should be on the IS curve, LM curve, and then the BP curve.
Okay.
E0 is a general equilibrium. But E1 is a partial equilibrium because there's equilibrium on the IS curve, there's equilibrium on the LM curve, but disequilibrium on the BP curve.
Okay.
E1 does not lie on the BP curve. Now, E1 is on top of the BP. Can you see that?
Yes, please.
Eh?
Yes.
Yes, Prof. You can see that.
Okay, now all of you should unmute because I want to see the response. You will not keep quiet or leave the classroom and then later you come and tell me that you don't understand anything. Now,
Yes, Prof.
E1 is on top of the BP curve. What does it mean?
Hello.
So whose gadget is that anytime he unmutes, it happens like look, you people mute. Whether you understand or you don't understand, I'll continue. E1 is on top of the BP curve. What does that mean?
Prof, it means there is surplus of foreign exchange.
Very good. So we have foreign exchange balance of payment surplus. Eh?
Yes, Prof.
Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
So when you have balance of payment surplus, it means that there is excess foreign exchange. Do you get it?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
There's excess foreign exchange. So what must the central bank do? This is fixed exchange rate regime, which means that is the central bank that or the government plays a role in the foreign exchange market. Is that clear? So we have excess foreign exchange in the market because we have balance of payment surplus. So what must the central bank do?
Prof. So they can introduce local FX bonds for people to.
Look, don't annoy me here. Don't annoy me. I
Prof.
have explained these things. Have you heard me talking about bond today? Who else will try?
So, Prof, I think the central bank will have to buy the foreign exchange. So
Yes,
when they
the
do
central
that,
bank will have to buy the excess foreign exchange.
the excess foreign exchange, yes. And when they do that
in the market, yes, from the central bank, you get it. When they do that, continue.
Good. So when they do that, there will be more outflow of the local currency in the system.
Very good. Very good. Because they are buying the foreign exchange from the general public. So they will be paying the general public with the local currency, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So it will lead to what? Increase in what?
Money supply.
Money supply in the system.
Yes, Prof.
You get it?
Yes, Prof.
So when there is increase in money supply in the system, it means that the money supply is on the LM curve. So it means that the LM curve will shift to the right. Do you get it?
Yeah.
to reflect the increase in what? Money supply.
Hello.
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 It seems Prof has gone off.
Yeah, I think it's
Hey.
network.
Oh, okay.
Can you see, please?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so I'm not using the whiteboard. I don't know why. I mean, it started giving issues and then the internet. I don't know whether it was the internet issue too. So I've changed the internet source. So I hope that this one will be better. Except that my Fi the battery is weak, but I'm sure that it can take us through as it's been put to charge. So, all right. So I think that I'll go over what we did the first one. We were looking at fiscal policy under fixed exchange rate regime. with what? Perfect capital mobility. You already have the heading. And I said that so for fiscal policy, you have this, the axis Y, and this place is R. So we have IS, the IS curve, you have the LM curve, then we have the BP curve. We are saying perfect capital mobility. So the BP curve is what? Horizontal. So this is the B curve. This is the LM curve. So LM0, BP0, and then IS0. At equilibrium, we are here. Call it E1. E0, sorry, E0. So this is initial Y0. And then this is R0. We are saying fiscal policy. So fiscal policy, that's government expenditure. You can call it that way. So fiscal policy, we are saying the government is embarking on a rigorous fiscal policy aimed at boosting the economy. So fiscal policy lies on the IS curve. So IS shift from IS0 to say IS1. IS1. We are at point what? E1. We move from point E0 to where? E1. So this is E1. At E1, we are at equilibrium on the IS curve. We are at equilibrium on the LM curve, but disequilibrium on the BP curve, the foreign exchange market. So, and that disequilibrium, E1 is on top of the BP curve. You get it? Please respond so that I'll know that what I'm doing, you are all here or I'm not off.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Prof.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so E1 means that we are on top of the BP curve, which is balance of payment surplus. Whenever we are on top of the BP curve, it means balance of payment surplus. So when we have balance of payment surplus, it means there's excess foreign exchange in the system. Excess foreign exchange in the system. So as a fixed exchange rate regime being controlled by the government through the central bank with excess foreign exchange, and if in a bid to stabilize the economy, the government will have to buy off that excess foreign exchange from the general public. So as it buys the foreign exchange from the general public, as it buys the foreign exchange from the general public, it will pay with local currency. If they are buying, say, dollars or pounds, they will use the cedis to pay the general public. So as it pays the general public with the cedis, initially, sorry, I should have indicated this line. The initial partial equilibrium. So this is Y1. And this is, and then Y1, where we are, E1. So as it buys the excess foreign exchange from the general public, it will pay the general public with what? Local currency. So as it pays with local currency, the local currency will increase in the system. That is, more local currency will be with the general public, leading to what? An increase in money supply in the system. So the increase in money supply will now lead to what? A right shift of the LM curve. So the LM curve will shift to the right. So you always have to peg this point where the LM must shift to ensure a general equilibrium. So you say the LM curve now shifts to say LM1. That's increasing in money supply. So you'll be rate would have fallen back to R0. but income would have increased further from Y1 to Y2. Is it clear? What is happening to my internet? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof. We can hear
Yes,
you.
Prof. We can hear
Yes,
you.
They are
Prof, we
saying my
can hear
internet
you.
is unstable, so all right. Okay, so is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes,
All right. Now let's move further. Let's look at or if you wrong, if am I lost again?
No, Prof,
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Hear you.
I don't respond. So how do I know that? Oh, there is a problem. So when I'm talking, please respond. Oh,
Okay, please.
are you drawing this curve? Should I hold on and continue after a while?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof, we are drawing. Prof,
Yeah.
please, I was asking in the chat box how or what are some of the mechanisms.
Please
The
don't
same.
use the chat box.
Okay, Prof. Yeah, then your network was a bit bad, so that's why I placed it there. And please, I had wanted to know what are some of the mechanisms the government through the central bank uses to buy the excess FX on the markets or excess
What
liquidity.
mechanism? What are you talking about? Is buying the foreign exchange with the use of local currency. Well, so what mechanism are you talking about? Why do you want to complicate things for yourself? What mechanism? What mechanism are you? What have I said? When there's excess foreign exchange in the general public or in the foreign exchange market, the central bank moves in to buy off the foreign exchange. And it buys with local currency. So what mechanism are you talking about?
Hello, is
Yeah.
Prof off again?
No. Oh, let's check.
No, I'm not sure. Prof is still on.
It's on.
Yeah, Prof is on.
But you can try reaching out to him. Perhaps maybe he's talking and we are not hearing. So that it doesn't mean he said a lot without we hearing what he said.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Prof,
Yes.
I think you can continue.
I can continue. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So let me unshare this one and I bring a new page here. Is my screen sharing now?
Yeah, I think it's about to share.
Is it sharing?
Yes.
Yes, please.
All right.
Yes,
So,
it's sharing.
okay. So now let's look at monetary policy. The effect of monetary policy on output. When we have fixed exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility. So monetary policy with under fixed exchange rate regime, sorry. Monetary policy and fixed exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility. So monetary policy. So as usual, we have our curve. This is the y-axis. This is interest rate axis. This will be our IS curve. This is our LM curve. Perfect capital mobility. So this is our BP curve. So call it B. Okay. Oh. Okay. So what's this? Okay. So you have a BP curve. So BP0, L, M0, IS0. So this is our general equilibrium. Call it E0, where we have R0. Please, can you hear me? Can you see?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Because it keeps telling me my internet is unstable. That's why I'm asking. So we have a R0. Okay, so you are talking about monetary policy, right? Policy.
Yes.
Hear me.
Yes, please. We can hear you.
So why don't you respond when I
Yes,
oh,
sir.
oh, I don't know.
Prof, you
When I
always
say
respond
unmute to
though.
somebody thing on me.
Prof, you always respond. I think
Hello?
your network
Who's the one
interrupting, that
talking?
is why.
Your network goes off and it comes on.
But we respond.
It keeps going off. Oh, okay.
Well, I think there's a lag in I think there's a lag in your network. When you speak, it takes some time before we can hear. So when we respond as well, it takes some time. Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Prof. Prof, are you with us?
I'm not sure. I think his line has dropped.
Today, the network is not trying to help us at all.
Yeah, the calendar they gave us next week is face to face, so I'm sure we will do more there. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. I think Prof is still offline.
Now, can you hear me? I've connected to a new device. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, we can hear you.
I think that the laptop, the one I'm using currently, that enables me to use the pen to draw and all that. It's giving me problem. Last 3 days, I made them install some antivirus on it. I don't know.
Prof, your sound is on and off.
So what I've done is that I'm using 2 devices so that if anytime I'm off here, I will know. Okay. Is my screen sharing?
Yes, Prof.
Okay. So we are looking at monetary policy, right?
Yes, Prof.
Okay. So I'm drawing again. So this is our IS curve. This is our LM curve. Call it LM0. This is IS0. Then we have our BP curve. As I said, we are dealing with perfect capital mobility. Perfect capital mobility. So BP0. We are here, which is a general equilibrium. E0, where we have Y0, and then R0. So we are looking at monetary policy. Government is embarking on rigorous monetary policy aimed at what? Boosting the economy. So monetary policy lies on the LM curve. Take note, fiscal policy lies on the IS curve. Monetary policy lies on the LM curve. That's money supply. So government increases money supply, monetary policy. So LM curve shifts from LM0 to what? LM1. That's monetary policy. Eh? So
Yes,
where
sir.
it meets the IS curve, so this is LM1. It meets the IS curve at this point. Call it E1. At
Yes,
E1,
sir.
income has increased from Y0 to Y1. Can you see that?
Yes,
And
Prof, we
interest
do.
rates would have fallen, as you already know. Anytime there's increase in money supply, we expect interest rate to fall. So interest rate falls from R0 to R1. So at E1, what do we see? We are at equilibrium on the LM curve. We are at equilibrium on the IS curve, but disequilibrium on the BP curve, isn't it?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof. Yes,
So at
Prof.
E1, what is it? That disequilibrium is what?
Deficit in foreign
Balance of payment deficit.
Yes,
Can you see that?
Yes, please.
yes, Prof.
Balance of payment deficit. Under fixed exchange rate regime, the government, through the central bank, will have to step in, isn't it?
Yes.
So, balance of payment deficit means there is shortage of what? Foreign exchange.
Foreign exchange.
Isn't it? Eh?
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
Yes, that's the excess demand for foreign exchange. Anytime there's excess demand for something, that means that there's what? Shortage. Anytime there's excess supply, it means there's surplus. Here, E1 means excess demand for foreign exchange as a result of balance of payment deficit. So there's shortage of what? Foreign exchange. So the the central bank will have to do what? Sell foreign exchange to what? The general public as a result of what? Increase in the demand for foreign exchange, excess demand for foreign exchange. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So the
sir.
central bank will sell foreign exchange to the general public. As the central bank sells foreign exchange to the general public will buy the foreign exchange by paying with what? The local currency, isn't it?
Mm. Yes, sir.
Oh, don't worry. You can say, I get it. So as they pay with the local currency, as they buy the foreign exchange and pay the local currency to the central bank, it will lead to what? A reduction in money supply in the general system. or in the general public. You get it?
Yes, sir.
So that will lead to what?
Money supply.
A lift, a shift of the LM curve to the left. Do you see that? Because there's shortage of money supply. So the LM curve will shift to the left, which means that the LM curve will shift back from LM1 back to LM0. So it means that this income will now come back from Y1 to Y0. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then interest rate will also go back from R1 to R0. So we'll come back here. So what is it telling us? That monetary policy is ineffective under fixed exchange rate regime. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Monetary policy is ineffective under fixed exchange rate regime. So I'm telling you, even when we have perfect capital mobility or imperfect capital mobility, monetary policy is not effective under fixed exchange regime. It is fiscal policy that is always effective under fixed exchange rate regime. So as we continue, I would want you to take this to note that flexible, so under flexible exchange rate regime, monetary policy is always effective. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof.
And under fixed exchange rate regime, fiscal policy is always effective. Under flexible exchange rate regime, monetary policy is always effective. And under fixed exchange rate regime, fiscal policy is the one that is effective. Here, and we are dealing with monetary policy under fixed exchange rate regime. And we've realized that what? Monetary policy is not effective. You get it?
Yes, sir.
Now that I think the internet is good, can I go over what I did?
Yes,
Yes, Prof.
please.
The
Yes,
fiscal
Prof.
policy and then the monetary policy.
Yes.
You can, Prof. You can.
All right. You see, now when I ask this one there, you are all responding. All right. So let me clean this and then I'll start with what we did, the first one, the fiscal policy. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we are going to look at fiscal policy under fixed exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility. So we draw. This is our IS curve. This is our LM curve. Call it LM0, call this IS0. And this is our BP curve. Call it BP0. So this is our general equilibrium, E0. So we have here Y0, and then here R0. So we are talking about fiscal policy. And let me prolong this a bit. So fiscal policy, so the IS curve shifts to the right from IS0 to IS1. IS1. Where it meets the LM curve, it's here. Call it E1. Fiscal policy, so it will lead to what? Increase in the interest rate from R0 to R1. And then income would have increased from Y0 to Y1. E1 is a partial equilibrium. You get it?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is that disequilibrium? That partial equilibrium. We are at equilibrium on the IS curve. We are at equilibrium on the LM curve. But disequilibrium on the BP curve because E1 is not on the BP curve. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
So the E1, what does it mean?
Partial equilibrium.
An excess of
Yeah, an excess foreign exchange.
There is what?
an excess of foreign exchange.
Excess of what? What foreign exchange?
Balance
Demand
of
or
payment
supply. If you say
Balance
excess
of payment surplus.
Sorry.
excess supply of foreign exchange, you get it?
Okay.
Yes.
If you say excess of foreign exchange, you haven't said anything.
Okay.
It's either excess demand for foreign exchange or excess supply of foreign exchange. In this case, it is excess supply of foreign exchange because we are on top of the BP curve, which is balance of payment surplus. So there is more foreign exchange in the system. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
To stabilize the economy, the government will have to buy the excess supply of the foreign exchange
With a local currency.
with the local currency. So in doing so, the government, as it buys the excess foreign exchange, it will pay the general public with what? Local currency.
Yeah.
Which will lead to what? The local currency increasing in the system because now the general public have more local currency as they sold the foreign exchange to the central bank. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So the increase in money supply will shift the LM curve to the right.
Yes,
So
sir.
LM curve shift from LM0 to LM1. I didn't draw it well, but I think you can see. LM1. At LM1, there's general equilibrium. That is at point E2. There's general equilibrium because that point is on the LM curve, is on the IS curve, and it's on the BP curve. So we have here, so Y increases further to Y2, while interest rate falls back to R0. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof.
So we are saying fiscal policy shifting the IS curve from IS0 to IS1, where we were at E1. E1 was a surplus, balance of payment surplus, which means excess supply of foreign exchange. The central bank will have to buy off the excess supply of the foreign exchange. In buying the foreign exchange, they will pay with local currency. So local currency will increase with the general public, leading to an increase of the LM curve from LM0 to LM1, where we will now be at a general equilibrium here, E2, where income would have increased further. So you see that fiscal policy is very effective under fixed exchange rate regime because it increases what? Output from Y0 to Y1 to Y2. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof.
Okay. All right. And then let me do that of monetary policy. But you have drawn this curve already.
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
Okay, so now let's look at monetary policy. And please, if you don't practice these things to understand it better or more, I don't know. In the exam, there will be a lot. I'll be asking questions on a lot of these. So we are looking at monetary policy and a fixed exchange rate regime with what? Perfect capital mobility. So as usual, we draw our R and Y axis. So this is Y, this is R. This is our IS, call it IS0. This is our LM, call it LM0. And this is our BP, call it BP0. At this point, we have E0. So this is Y0, and then this is R0. So this is a general equilibrium. E0 is general equilibrium because we are on the IS curve, LM curve, and the BP curve. So we are talking about monetary policy. Monetary policy lies on the LM curve. So increase in money supply as a result of monetary policy shifts the LM curve from LM0 to what? LM1. We always look at the LM and the IS where they meet first. So monetary policy that increases the LM. Oh God, I'm off again.
No, you're on.
Prof, but we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can
I
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yes, please.
Hey, my other laptop, I can't hear, so that's why.
Oh, we
We
can hear you.
Okay, then that's fine. So, where the IS and the LM meet is here, E1. Do you see that? Can you
Yes.
see? This
Yes,
is
we
Yeah.
can. Yes, Prof.
yeah, good. So at E1, we have Y1, and then increase in money supply means that interest rate will fall to R1. So this is the monetary policy. Now at E1, what do we know? What is at E1? What is it?
It's partial
Balance of
equilibrium.
payment deficit.
Partial equilibrium we know because we are not on the BP curve. Yes, what is it? That partial equilibrium. There is a
Balance
bit
of
something.
Payment
deficit.
deficit.
Balance of payment deficit. So the balance of payment
When
deficit
the
means
shortage
that
of
what?
foreign exchange. There is a shortage of foreign exchange.
Very good. Shortage of
Low
foreign
supply.
exchange. So in order to stabilize the economy under fixed exchange rate regime, the central bank will step in to do what?
To sell for foreign exchange to the general
It will
public.
sell foreign exchange to the general public. As the central bank sells foreign exchange to the general public, the general public will pay for the foreign exchange with local currency, isn't it?
Yes, please.
So it means that local currency will reduce in the system because all will be going to the central bank's vault. You get it? As they pay for the foreign exchange. So a reduction in money supply will shift the LM curve, this one to the left. And so it will shift it back to its original position, LM0. So it means that income will fall back to Y0 and interest rates will rise back to R0. So we will come back here, which tells us that what? Monetary policy is not effective under fixed exchange rate regime. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Prof.
Okay.
Yes, Prof.
Okay. Now all these curves is also available in the slides. So go over the slides next week. Or you want me to continue?
Yes, you can.
Yes, sure. We were
You
supposed
want
to
me to continue?
break and come back.
Okay. All right. So we break for how many minutes?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay. So when we come back, we will look at flexible, yes, we will look at flexible exchange rate regime and a perfect capital mobility. Is that clear? So we look at monetary and fiscal policies and a flexible exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility. Is that okay?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So we say what, 30 minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Good.
last month.
Drop to 16 now.
So I said under flexible exchange rate regime, there is no government intervention anytime there is an imbalance in the foreign exchange market. Under flexible exchange rate regime, anytime there are distortions in the foreign exchange market, it is the demand and supply of foreign exchange that will restore. Now, this is what happens. Supposing there is an imbalance or disequilibrium in the foreign exchange market, and that disequilibrium is balance of payment surplus. When there's balance of payment surplus, it means that the trade is good. I mean, the economy in terms of the external trade is good. So when we have balance of payment surplus, the local currency, the cedi, will appreciate in value. Take note of this. Anytime we have balance of payment surplus, the cedi will appreciate in value. Now, when the cedi appreciates in value, exports become expensive and imports becomes cheaper. You see that now that let's say the cedi has appreciated in value for some time, people are importing cars and all that, because the cedi has appreciated in value. So maybe a car that you used to pay import duty about 70,000 is now going for around 50,000 or 40,000. Or say, let's say 50,000. So when the cedi appreciates in value, imports become cheaper. For example, if a vehicle that was sold for $20,000 abroad, let's say about a year ago, the dollar was 14 cedis. So with 20,000 value of a vehicle, you'll be paying what? 20,000 times 14, which is what?
480.
14 times 20 is what?
$20,000 times 280,000.
How much?
280,000.
Yeah, so you are paying 280,000 for the $20,000 car, right?
Yes, sir.
Now that the cedi to the dollar is now 11 cedis, the 20,000 vehicle, how much will you be paying now?
Now you pay 220,000.
220,000.
Okay, so you see that it's now cheaper.
Yes.
So when the cedi appreciates in value, imports become cheaper and exports become expensive because your cedi has appreciated in value. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So when imports become cheaper and exports become expensive, what is going to happen is that now imports will exceed exports.
Yes, sir.
So you see this net export, the X minus M. If imports exceed exports, we will now tend to have deficits.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, please.
Now, X minus M lies on the IS curve and the BP curve. Do you know that? We did it last week.
Yes.
X minus M. It lies on the BP curve and the IS curve. Now, the IS curve, we have IS, the curve is, the equation is what? Y equals C plus I plus J plus X minus M. You get it?
Yes, Prof.
And the BP curve, it is what? The current account plus what? The capital account, isn't it?
Yes, please.
The current account is what? The X minus M plus the capital account, which is what? The domestic interest rate minus what? The world interest rate. You remember?
Yes, sir.
So the X minus M lies on the IS curve and the BP curve. But in this situation where we have perfect capital mobility, the BP curve cannot shift. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
So any changes that will cause the X minus M to change will affect only the IS curve. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
When we start dealing with imperfect capital mobility and a flexible exchange rate regime, that is when the BP curve will also shift. So I'm taking it again that anytime we have balance of payment surplus, the CD will appreciate in value. The CD will appreciate in value. It will make imports cheaper and exports expensive. So if export is now expensive, demand for export will fall. And since the CD is now has gained value, demand for imports will rise. So imports will exceed exports. That will cause what? Deficit. Since X minus M is on the IS curve, the deficit will lead to what? A left shift of the IS curve. The IS curve will shift to the left. Take note of that. So now let's start. So we are looking at fiscal policy and a flexible exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility. So let's draw a curve. So we have our Y, we have our R as usual. We have our IS curve, call it IS0. We have our LM curve, call it LM0. Perfect capital mobility. So we have our PC curve, call it, BP curve, call it BP0. So there's a general equilibrium here, E0, where we have our Y0, and then we have our R0 here. Fiscal policy. So the IS curve shifts. IS curve shifts from IS0 to IS1. Okay, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Fiscal policy leads to a shift of the IS curve from IS0 to IS1, increasing income from Y0 to Y1, and interest rate as usual rising from R0
R1.
R1. So we are at point E1. At E1, what is it? It's balance of payment surplus, isn't it?
Yes, Prof, it is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so we have balance of payment surplus. Now, since this is not a fixed exchange rate regime, government need not intervene. That the central bank will not intervene. Is that clear?
Okay.
So whenever we have balance of payment surplus and a flexible exchange rate regime, this surplus will lead to the CD appreciating in value. If the cedi appreciates in value, imports become cheaper and exports will become expensive. So imports becoming cheaper will lead to what? Increase in imports. And exports become expensive will lead to a decrease in exports. So as imports exceed exports, there will be balance of payment deficit, which will cause the IS curve to shift back to its original position as a result of the deficit. So the IS curve will shift back. So it means that the Y will come back from Y1 to Y0, and then R1 will also shift back to R0. So fiscal policy under flexible exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility is ineffective. Is that clear?
Yes, Prof.
I said fiscal policy under flexible exchange rate regime is not effective. So this is what we have. Is that clear?
Yes, Prof.
So the initial one was those. Okay. So you draw this curve. Finish, and we look at the monetary policy under flexible exchange rates. Please, can I continue?
Yes, Prof.
Yes,
So
Prof.
should I clean this? Hello?
Yes, yes, Prof. You can.
Yes, Prof. Please, you can.
Okay. Okay, so now let's look at monetary policy under flexible exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility. As I've already indicated, monetary policy works effectively under flexible exchange rate regime, whilst fiscal policy works effectively under fixed exchange rate regime. That is why under flexible exchange rate regime, we realized that fiscal policy was not effective. Okay. So this is our IS curve. Call it IS0. This is our LM curve. Call it LM0. This is our BP curve. Why am I always... Oh. Here's our... Oh. What's this one? Okay. So this is our BP curve. Because of these curves. Yesterday, I decided not to even take Club Mini so that I can draw straight lines. So E0. This is, so we are at a general equilibrium at E0, where we have Y0 and then R0. So we are looking at monetary policy. So a shift, let me increase this. Oh. Let me increase the BP curve because we are looking at monetary policy. Okay. So monetary policy. So the LM curve shifts from LM0 to LM1. On the IS curve, it meets it here, E1, where income would have increased from Y0 to Y1, and interest rates would have fallen from R0 to R1. At E1, what do we know? At E1, please tell me.
Yes, less supply of
balance of
That's
payment
what?
deficit.
Balance of payment deficit.
Balance of payment deficit. Isn't it?
It is.
Yes, Prof.
So under flexible exchange rate regime, what will happen? The cedi will depreciate in value Is that clear?
Yes,
Yes,
Prof.
sir.
Eh? Because we have balance of payment deficit, the cedi will depreciate in value. Hmm?
Yes,
Yes,
Prof.
sir.
If the cedi depreciates in value, exports will be what? Cheaper. And imports will be expensive. Isn't it?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Aha. The cedi has depreciated in value, so exports will become cheaper and imports will become dearer or expensive. So it means that exports will now exceed what? Imports.
But
Because as exports become cheaper, demand for exports will increase. And then demand for imports will fall. So exports will now exceed imports, causing balance of payment surplus, isn't it?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the X minus M is on the IS curve.
Yes,
So
sir.
as we are now experiencing balance of payment surplus, the IS curve will shift to the right. You get it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So the IS curve will shift to the right. This mark here. So we draw it. The IS curve, that is IS1. So this was the monetary policy causing deficits, the cedi depreciating in value, exports becoming cheaper and imports expensive, leading to balance of payments surplus, shifting the IS curve to the right. So we'll be here, E2, where income order or output what? Increase further to Y2. This was the initial thing. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
And then this was this. It comes back to this. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So you see that under flexible exchange rate regime, monetary policy is very effective. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, finish drawing. Then I'll go over again the fiscal policy under flexible exchange rate regime, and then the monetary policy under flexible exchange rate regime.
Prof,
Finish.
please, the annotation for the balance of payments line, the annotation for the balance of payment line, yeah, it's
Balance
done
of payment.
BB. Maybe somebody will. The
BP.
annotation for,
Sorry. Okay.
yeah, BP.
I've seen it. So it's BP. All right. Thank you.
Hello, Prof.
Yeah.
I think we can proceed.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prof.
Yes,
Yes.
Prof.
All right. So let me okay. Let me just
Recording in progress.
is my screen sharing?
Yes.
Yes, Prof.
All right. So we are going back. So you say fiscal policy. Under flexible exchange rate regime with perfect so exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility. Okay.
Recording in progress.
So you have our IS, you have our LM, call it LM0, IS0. Hey, sorry. And then we have our BP curve, call it BP0. So this is E0. These are our R0. And this is Y0. This is fiscal policy. So IS shifts. Fiscal policy. So S shifts from IS0 to IS1. So where it means the LM curve is here, E1, where income would have increased from Y0 to Y1. And interest rate would have to R1. Okay. At E1, what is it? E1 is on top of the BP curve. Can you hear
Balance
me?
of payment surplus.
So there's balance of payment surplus. And anytime we have balance of payment surplus under flexible exchange rate regime, the CD will appreciate in value. When we have balance of payment surplus, the CD will appreciate in value. When the CD appreciates in value, imports become what? Cheaper. And exports become expensive because the CD has appreciated in value. So as exports become expensive, demand for exports will fall. As imports become cheaper, demand for imports will rise. So imports will exceed exports, which will lead to what? Balance of payment deficit. So since the X and MX net export is on the IS curve, the balance of payment deficit will lead to the IS curve shifting to the left. So the IS curve will shift back to the left, initially, this is the fiscal policy. So income will go back from Y1 to Y0, whilst interest rates will also fall back from R1 to R0. So it tells you that fiscal policy, in the end, we come back to E0. So fiscal policy is not effective under flexible exchange rate regime. Is that okay?
Yes, Prof.
Let me try you, yeah. Kasa meeting. There one more. Okay. Until be for information, yeah, right? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prof.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yes, Prof.
So we said fiscal policy under flexible exchange rate regime is not what effective. As you can see, when in the end we come back to E0, where income would have fallen back to Y0 and interest rate would have fallen back to R0.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So let's look at the monetary policy again, then we end.
Yes, sir.
Or we should continue.
Prof,
Eh? Ben, you want me? I can add. Oh, if only you get it. Because what we've done right now, if I should test you on this, I'm sure some of you. But yeah, you will not also not you also
Hey, bro.
not go back and go through. You just go and you close the slides. You will not look at it at all. You okay? So we are looking at the monetary policy again. So monetary policy under flexible exchange rate regime with, can you hear me? Mobility.
Yes, Prof.
Yes, Prof.
Yes, please, we can hear.
Yes, Prof.
Okay. So monetary policy. So we draw the curves again. So Y, this is our IS curve. I S0. These are LM curve. These are BP curve. Call it B.
Prof.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So this is our general equilibrium E0. So monitor. Oh, what's all this? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prof.
Yes,
We
Doc,
can.
we can hear, but the screen is not sharing.
The what? The screen.
Yes.
Is it not sharing?
It is
It's
sharing
up. It's
now.
up now. It's up now.
Okay. So monetary policy. So the LM, that's increase in money supply. So the LM shifts to the right. So we have it here as L. So we have it here as L. Huh. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Prof. We can. Yes, Prof. Hello, Prof.
Yes, we can.
This internet, I
Am I
don't know.
good there?
Both
We can hear you.
my broadband and some way. Oh,
Hello, Prof.
yeah. Can I continue?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
You hear me? Okay. So yes. So monetary policy leads to what? The LM curve moving from LM0 to LM1. So income is 0 to Y1. And interest rate falling from R0 to R1. At E1, what do we have? Hello?
Hello, Prof.
At
Balance
E1,
of payment
Deficit in
deficit.
what
balance
is
of
it?
payment.
Balance of payment
So
deficit.
we have balance of payment deficit. So what is it?
Or import.
Hello? I didn't hear you.
Yes, Prof.
I said I didn't hear. We have balance. So you say E1 is balance of
there is
payment
more.
deficit.
There is more import than export.
Huh?
So there is
Import.
shortage of foreign exchange.
Who is that bringing that the shortage of foreign exchange? Who is that? At E1, what is it?
The cedi depreciates in value, and so export
Yes.
becomes
Yes.
cheaper, and then import
Imports. You say
expensive.
what?
Exports
So
become cheaper.
imports become expensive
And export becomes
and exports
cheaper.
become cheaper.
Yes.
So exports will now exceed imports, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So
So which is balance of payment support.
Creating favorable balance of trade. So it will lead to what? The IS curve shifting to the right. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, Prof.
You have balance of payment deficit. So the CD depreciates in value. If the CD depreciates in value, exports become what? Cheaper.
But
And imports become expensive.
yes,
So exports will now exceed imports,
exactly.
creating favorable balance of trade. There will be balance of trade surplus. So it will cause the IS curve to shift to the right. So the IS shift to the right S1, where we will be here at E2 to an interest rate. So it means that what? Monetary policy is very effective. Because income and output increases further. So monetary policy is very effective under flexible exchange rates with perfect capital mobility. I think it's clear.
Yes, Prof.
I think it's clear. Yes, Prof. All right. So we will end here. And we continue next week.
Prof,
When are we ending? Yes.
please, I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Sir, please, with respect to the monetary policy under the flexible exchange regime with the perfect capital mobility, if the government decides to apply the fixed exchange rate policy in such economy, what is the effect, or what will be the effect on the macroeconomic indicators?
So what kind of question is this? Haven't we looked at monetary and fiscal policy under fixed exchange rate regime?
We have.
So why are you asking me such a question? I'm asking you, why are you asking such a question? Is it that what you are doing, you don't understand?
Sir, no, but I think that maybe because
we have looked at monetary and fiscal policies under fixed exchange rate regime with perfect capital mobility. So why this question? Okay, so we meet next week.
Okay, Prof. We are good.
Okay, Prof.
Hello,
Thank
Prof.
you so much.
Hello, Prof.
Okay, yeah.
Please, we want to congratulate you on your appointment and also ask where the party
Yes,
will be
Prof.
so that
Congratulations.
we can be
Yeah,
present.
congratulations, Prof.
Yo, thank you. I don't organize parties.
Okay, Prof.
Even my birthday, I've never had a party.
Prof, wouldn't you
But
like a
this
number?
calls for a toast. Some club beer and things.
No.
And now what's club
Club
beer?
Have a great weekend.
Prof, next week is
Bye-bye.
face to face.
2 in 1.
Next week is
Abuja Bene and then appointment.
Yes, please. By the timetable, next week is face to face.
Next week is that's even fine. That's good. All right. So we
Thank
meet
you.
next week face to face.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Prof.
Right.
With your penny.
Economics.
Darling, don't miss you.
The session is still recording, so Charlie, and you will not, and to us, so baby.
So you update us on the next class, right?